Hey guys, AJ here back on another one for you. So guys, you guys might know that I have multiple series and playlists going on all at the same time. I have a habit of making these really long running series of videos because they're the ones you guys like, right? You know? And I figured that I'd combine some of these into really long form content because some of you guys have asked for it. So you guys ask and you shall receive. So guys, this is going to be a really long video compilation of all of my 50-year-old whining about dating videos. So guys, we'll get into this. Before we do, like, subscribe, drop a comment. Guys, I have a second channel called 50304s. Go and check that out. I have a third channel. That's my To Catch a Predator channel, guys. Go and check that out. Join my Discord. Check out the playlist at the end. I'm offering memberships now, so guys, please go and check that out. And guys, enjoy.
The world is a dumpster fire. Why not get back on the dating apps, right? It's 2025. Let's just see what's out there. Well, do not recommend. It's a 2 thumbs down. But let me tell you about the 6 dates that I have had within the past 3 weeks, which is kind of crazy to go on 6 dates. I don't think I went on 6 dates all of last year, but I somehow managed to squeak in 6 of them, and the last one's a real doozy, so stick around so I can tell you about it. Okay, so date number 1, he was actually the nicest one, the most level-headed, good conversation. There was just no chemistry. He seemed really normal. He was about to retire from 20 years at the post office, 2 girls in college, just no chemistry. So, date number 2, this guy was crazy, all up in my face. He was a hairdresser for 40 years. Now he's in oil and gas, been married twice. He was pretty drunk. By the end of the date, he's asking me some very sexual questions about my sex life and if I'm satisfied and if I know about this apparatus. It's like handcuffs you put on your wrists and your feet and you're in the doorway. And I'm like, no, I don't, sir. I don't.
He asked her about a sex swing or something. I'm surprised he didn't pull out a gimp mask like on Pulp Fiction.
Know about that, and I'm definitely not going to try it out with you. So as he spills his wine and breaks his wine glass and steps on glass all over the floor, I'm like, time to go. Okay, so date number 3, I've actually talked to him on the phone. He was a nice guy, but the red flags, they were there, but he was funny. So I don't know what it is with men where they just want to vomit and tell you all of their baggage right up front. But apparently he grew up in a cult in the Pentecostal church, and he's been married 3 times, and he proceeded to tell me about what a mess he was. Okay, thanks for the drinks. Nice to know you. Okay, bye. So date number 4, this guy, another one, married 3 times. So now that's, the first guy was married once, second guy was married twice, third guy was married 3 times, this guy's married 3 times, and he voted for Trump, so. Okay, next guy, 5th date. He seemed kind of normal, but again, married 3 times. Can you men just not be alone at all? And he even said that this past girlfriend he would have married her. So as we were leaving, we're joking. There was no chemistry or anything. I'm joking. I'm like, hey, good luck with, wife number 4. And he just starts laughing. Ha ha. Oh, anyway. Date number 6, you guys. Date number 6. This was just this past Saturday. We have actually talked on the phone and FaceTimed. And he told me right up front that he was an amputee, that he had a fake leg. Okay, whatever. Like, that doesn't bother me.
Look at that.
I'm pretty easygoing. But he did say, it was getting kind of refurbished or refitted or something, so he's on crutches right now. I'm like, okay, that's fine. He wanted to pick me up. Fine. You can drive with one leg? Okay, pick me up. So we go to the restaurant, and he goes on his crutches and goes inside and goes to the bathroom, and we have dinner. And when we're leaving, we leave, we get in the truck, and we're sitting in the truck, and he pulls out a cup, and he starts to pee in it. Mind you, I'm sitting next to him. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this is a first date. Like,
Look at
you're
that.
peeing in that cup. And he's like, yeah, I'm peeing in this cup. Like, we were just in the restaurant. Like, you're whipping it out, and you're just going to pee right here in front of me.
Look at that.
And then what? You're going to have a full cup of urine? He's like, no. As he dumps it out the window. Are you fucking kidding me? So he takes me back to my house and he comes in and we're sitting on the couch and we're talking and like just chit-chatting, whatever. And all of a sudden he's like, hey, can you give me a cup so I can go to the bathroom? No, absolutely not. You are not going to sit on my couch and pee in a fucking cup on my couch. I'm like, sir, there are 3 bathrooms. None of them with stairs. Pick a bathroom. You're not going to sit on my couch and pee in a cup. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, I get it. You're kind of got this handicap thing going on, but you can't get to the bathroom. I mean, I don't get it. Like, why is that so difficult to go to the bathroom? Why are you going to ask me for a cup, especially on our first date to pee in? 6 dates? I think I'm out. It's, beginning of February, and I don't know that I need to do this anymore. That's what I'm feeling about dating in 2025. Okay, if you carry around a pee cup, girls don't want to know about that. So I decided...
Look at that, guys. So all these chicks out here that are thinking about divorcing their husband for 20 years, this is what you have to look forward to. And guys, what did she expect, right? So the guys that are in their 50s, that are Gray Fox Chads and Gray Fox Tyrones, they're smashing 25-year-olds. They aren't after this broad with her turkey neck, right? They're just not, She can't get younger, guys. And then there's a whole bunch of guys that have probably been divorced and they want nothing to do with chicks, right? So all she has to pick from, or all that are trying to pick her, are all these, scallywags and ne'er-do-wells. And a bunch of beta. I don't understand. Guys, in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, these chicks knew to stay off the market, right? Because this is all they have to look forward to. And someone says, I don't get why you let number 6, who is the disabled guy, into your house. Facts, why did you let him in your house? Someone says, why are you letting strangers drive you home and enter your home? Look at that. Someone says, girl, you need to know about astrology signs. What?
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
This chick, guys, there's a whole bunch of cats in her future. She's cooked. And I don't feel bad for her. Guys, are hashtags. Hashtag dating over. Look at this.
Hey, everybody. It's your favorite dating over 50s idiot. And I said I was going to be really transparent and vulnerable. And really, I'm just doing this because I know probably a lot of women like me just feel lonely and hurt. And God, guys suck. I got the most disgusting messages all day long. And then I got my hair done for a date. And he canceled. But it's okay. I'll
And he canceled.
For him. I wasn't really feeling it anyway. He was very selfish and non-reciprocal. But I just wanted to say, we need to start some sort of club, the dating over 50 club. I don't know. We got to think of a cool name. So anyway, I don't have a story for you. I'll tell you about my story another time, but thanks for watching.
Look at that, guys. Guys, they should start a club. It should be called the Cats and Wine Club. Guys, why would she post this on the internet? Why?
You stupid woman!
She's divorced. I bet she wishes that she wouldn't have divorced her husband now, huh? Absolute dunderhead. Guys, I'm telling you, all these chicks claim to be strong and independent, right?
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
So guys, this is how they actually are, right? I'm happy single. I'm living my best life. And then she says this guy, he was selfish and he was a jerk, but she sure did want to go out with him, huh? She sure did get her hair done to go out with him, right? Absolutely insane. What an absolute dunderhead. Look at that. Guys, this chick says, I'm in the over 50 happier single club, please.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Look at that. Call it not dating over 50. Don't speak to yourself negatively. All these chicks, guys, dating over 50, just don't do it. I tried 3 times. It's not worth it. Because you're not supposed to be dating over 50, you dunderhead. Guys, how are these chicks so delusional that they don't know this? Absolutely insane. You're supposed to get married young and stay married. Absolutely insane. And now they're crying on the internet. Clown world. Ah! Sorry about the jump scare, guys. Guys, I know, right? Come on.
Y'all, listen. I'm still in Florida. Super blessed to still be here. Very happy. Just had crab for dinner. So good. But listen, I'm thinking about this whole match thing, and I started thinking you're sort of like in an Wild Wild West saloon, and maybe it's time to shuffle the deck and get dealt another hand. What do you think? Because all the people on Match that I'm liking, they're not really liking me, and then the people that like me, I'm not really liking them.
There you go.
So I'm struggling with the Match situation. So then I thought, well, maybe I try eHarmony, which I think that one's the most expensive, but if I only do it for 3 months, and then maybe it weeds out some of the people that don't have a pot to piss in. Or Christian Mingle, which then I heard, I heard a lot of the people are on the same apps, so are on all the apps, and then I also heard that Christian Mingle is the Wild Wild West, just like on Christian Mingle, like it is on all the other ones. But my subscription is almost up, so I'm thinking I'm gonna try to get a new hand, and it only takes one, so you never know. And if I was going to get on another one, if y'all don't like eHarmony or you don't like Christian Mingle, what are some other ones you like? Because I've looked into some of them, but they are for like 35, like that age, 18 to 35. And I'm a little bit older than that. So anyway, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think I should do. Be nice out there. Be nice to me, though. This is hard, and I want y'all to just feel sorry that I'm out in this dating world again. Never thought I would be. Okay, listen. It is the Wild Wild West out there. Y'all be safe.
Cooked, guys. Cooked. Right? Guys. What does she say? So the guys that she likes don't like her, and then the guys that she doesn't like her, right? Well, you're 50-year-old. You look like this. What do you expect, right? Guys, what did she think was going to be out here? Absolutely insane. Why are they so dumb?
Some people are really fucking stupid.
And now she's out here all sunburnt in Florida with this lesbian haircut. Clown world, right? Absolutely insane. Why? Look at all these chicks. I love being single. My peace is priceless. Whatever this thing here says, be happy with yourself. She says, I am, but I'm ready for a partner. And there it is, guys. I'm happy by myself. I'm independent, but I want to be with someone. Absolutely insane, guys. Look at that. Clown world. Guys, look at this chick right here. She's in her 50s, guys. She has the filter on. She's got the goofy glasses. She has tattoos. She has a tattoo on her boob. She has a quarter sleeve on her arm. Guys, and she's in her 50s. Look at that, guys. Look at that. What man in his right mind would date this, right? Look at that.
Dating over 50. Are any of you out there actually doing this? Men or women? Okay. It's so difficult. I decided recently to try this, okay? I've had so much time to myself, a very long time, to make sure that I have something to offer to someone else. Because that's very important. You don't want to go in and try to date people if you don't have your head together or your life together, okay? Someone had said, "Do you have a cat?" Yes, why? "Oh, because I have allergies." Who said you're coming over? Who said you're coming over? I'm not a Netflix and chill kind of a woman. You're just coming over to my house and hanging out. The conversations are so subpar. It's so surface. It's so much surface talk that it's floating in the air. You know, really nothing profound to even go with. You know, nothing. What are your interests? No, I don't want to go hiking. I don't want to go hiking. It's Arizona. Everyone goes hiking. And if you have a spinal fusion, well, you're just not going to do that unless, you know, you're super adventurous and basically don't care if you'll need another one. So, has anybody out there actually found someone 50 and over? And it's going strong and you're happy and all that? Because I'd like to know. Help me here.
Look at that, guys. Right?
You stupid woman!
This is why these chicks in the past, you know, for thousands of years, these women have known. Well, guys, for thousands of years, women didn't even live this long, women, but, you know, for the last, 200 or 300 years, and even in the third world, guys, women are not single in their 40s and 50s, or 60s, or 70s. Only in the West, and now these chicks, they made their bed, and now they have to sleep in it with their boxed wine and their cats. You guys see the tattoos, right? Look at this. Absolutely insane. And guys, at least we get the point and laugh, right? And guys, look, she turned the comments off. Wait, comments are available unless you're friends. That means she was getting bodied in her comments, so she made it so only her friends could leave comments. And look at all these simps, right? Goodness, you're beautiful. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at this simp, guys.
Beta!
Look at that. Apps suck. Stay gorgeous.
Beta!
Look at that. You're a brilliant woman, please.
Beta!
Look at these simps, guys. Because I don't even blame these chicks. I blame simps for everything, right? Who would simp over this? You know what I mean?
50s. Here's what you need to know about dating in our demographic.
Look at that.
You've been warned. I'm 53 years old. I was married for 24 years.
24
and I've been
years.
on my own for the last couple of years. I'm not on the dating apps now. I'm not actively dating. I'm in a relationship. But I've managed to collect enough dating stories that you would think that I dated for 20 years. And, you know, people are going to be broken in different ways. So I met this guy early into my dating. It was on Tinder.
Look at that, on Tinder.
I was banned from Tinder. I can only speak to Tinder in really the fall of 2022. And I think there were some good guys on there, and I might have used them all up. High quality guy, attorney, lived in my area. We went on a whole bunch of dates, and he knew that I was not looking for anything serious. So he said, "Do you want to come to my law firm's holiday party?" So I was like, "Of course, sure." Asked him what's the dress code, and he was like, holiday festive. So I'm like, okay, great. So I end up wearing like an off-the-shoulder black sweater dress, but it's like skin tight to the knee. So I had like the lashes, my hair looked really good, I had the smoky eye, I had the right jewelry, the dress, everything was good. I was taking pictures, I was sending them to my friends. I was like, look how I look good, it was exciting. Again, I hadn't dated since the prehistoric era, so it was exciting for me to this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm in the streets. This is why I'm on the apps for moments like these. But this is the fun stuff. So he's late for the date, considerably late. I want to say 45 minutes, where I come out of my building thinking and he gets out of his car and he's wearing khakis. So that was great. Like he was dressed like Casual Friday in 1994. I'm all like skin tight, stuffed in, lashed. Okay, sure. Holiday party was at one of the partners in the law firm at his house. It's a really beautiful area at his big house. It was going to be catered, place cards, you know, chef, the whole thing. We pull up to the house and it's dark. Dark. He's like, yeah, maybe the party's in the back. I'm like, okay. We get out of the car. We walk up to the house, knock on the door. Nobody answers. Now, I guess he knows this guy well, so he lets himself in because he's like, oh, maybe the party's like in another room. They can't hear us. So we walk in, dark in the house, except for a woman sitting on the sofa, bundled in a blanket, watching television. Jumps off the sofa and she's like, oh my God, greets him because she knows him. He knows her. He's the wife of the partner. And she said, nobody told you? And I'm like, oh my God. Nobody told you? We had to cancel. The kids were sick. They were supposed to call you. And he's like, no, nobody called you. So now she's like scrambling. So imagine that. Like you're cozy on your sofa watching like Bravo. And he's like, jackass comes in with his khakis and like some slutty tall date from Tinder. Husband comes like stumbling downstairs and he's like, oh my God, they didn't call you. No, we've established nobody called us. That's why we're here. We're in your house.
Guys, let's pump the brakes. Do you guys hear how delusional this chick is? So first of all, she said she was looking gorgeous or whatever.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Clown world, right? Second of all, he's a lawyer. Maybe he was late because he's a lawyer. Guys, this chick is tripping. She's actually acting like she has some leverage about dating a lawyer. I'm assuming guy's in his 50s or maybe early 60s. He's a lawyer. He has his pick. What are you talking about? This chick's acting like she was doing him a favor by even going out with him in the first place.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Clown world. Nobody called him. How was he supposed to know? And he showed up in khakis. He's a lawyer. So he showed up in khakis. He's a lawyer at a law firm taking you out. What is she talking about? Clown world, right? Come on.
Beta female.
Okay? Nobody called us. So he's like, oh, I feel so bad. Can I offer you a drink? And I'm like, I just want to leave. Does Uber come out here? We just go to dinner. Let's go to dinner. I'm starving and maybe at least I'll get lucky. So we go to a restaurant, like 20 minutes away. We get there, the guys arranged to pay for dinner for us, which was really nice. So we sit there and we order food and he looks at me, he's like, I'm not feeling too well. And I'm like, what's wrong? And he says, well, I haven't been taking my heart medicine. What does that mean? God's gonna strike me down, by the way. I'm not mocking these guys for being broken. I'm not perfect, okay? I have all sorts of all my own stuff. Like, I'm not like, look, like, this isn't like, you know, supermodel physique, but I take care of myself. And I'm like, should we go to like an urgent care or to like an ER? And he's like, no, I just need to find like a CVS so I can take something in the interim. I haven't taken, I said, how long has it been since you've taken your medication? He's like, a couple months. I'm like, cool. Does your doctor know this? He says, no, I'm supposed to take it every day. I say, okay. So we end up spending the next like 45 minutes with me on Waze trying to find a CVS that's open in the country. I was back home in my apartment at 9:30 p.m. And by 9:45, I was sitting on the floor with my polenta fries in front of me and my lash strips on my coffee table.
Look at that.
You've been warned. There are some wonderful guys out there. And some
guys, and this right here, this picture right here, guys, this is her future. This is where she's going to be, right? Forever.
I was sitting on the floor. We are now going to encounter a lot of health things that we may not have expected. And I've got a lot more stories. I have a guy who the date had to get called short because he had gout. I have another guy who sustained a hip injury after sexy time. Another guy got a leg cramp and had to leave. I could go on. Again, the other advice was go younger, go younger. And I tried that for like 5 minutes, and the first guy that I matched with immediately was like, oh, you were in high school before I was born. And I was like, why would you say that to me? So I will continue to share these tragic tales along with various pieces of wisdom and advice as you enter into this era of your life or slowly come out the other side. I'm by no means a professional. I'm just a jackass who is also gently worn, and anyone who dates me is also, my boyfriend is thrifting with me, and I realize that. So just letting you know what's out there.
Like I said, so here she is. So guys, she says she has a boyfriend, please.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Right? If he's out there thrifting with her,
Beta!
come on. And the guy who she said was younger and said, you were in high school before I was born. You know she was letting him smash, right? So it sounds like she's been all around. She said dude got a cramp during. She said another guy hurt his hip while she was. So she's been 304ing it up, right? You know what I'm saying? Has a nerve to complain. These are these chicks out here that honestly think that they're in their 50s and they're still the shit. You know what I'm saying? These chicks are delusional. She has 1,553 comments. You're beautiful. You look like Amal Clooney, please. That's George Clooney's wife.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Dating after 50 is like trying to find the best place in a thrift store. Someone said, if Amal Clooney and Kamala Harris had a child, it'd be you. Is that a compliment?
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Look at that, man. Look at that. Man, oh man. And guys, she did say she was banned from Tinder, right? So I'll have to do a follow-up. This knucklehead right here. Look at that. This lady says, I'm 55, no way. I can't do it anymore. Happy on my own. And of course, there's all these simps. Wow, you're stunningly gorgeous. Please, come on, man.
Beta!
Look at that. Guys, these chicks out here, why would any man, whoever that lawyer was who was working at a pretty good law firm, if you're dating this chick,
Beta!
dude, get a 30-year-old. Get your passport. Why would you deal with some big-headed, ego-driven, wrinkle-faced, Skeletor-looking broad like this? Clown world. Guys are hashtags. Hashtag divorce talk. Hashtag life after divorce. Hashtag divorce. Hashtag dating in your 50s. Clown.
Hi guys. Just wanted to come back on. I'm laughing about my last two posts about my date, dating at 50, and the reactions I've gotten from my response to the first date. You know, a lot of support, you know, oh, if the spark wasn't there, you know, move on. And then the extreme other side, like, you know, well, you're not so great either. Look at your neck, like, you know. And I'm laughing.
Yeah, she must have saw my old video.
Because honestly, I was poking fun at myself, like saying I'm too critical. That's basically what I was saying. Like, you know, this guy was nice. We had a good time. Of course, I'm going on a second date. I am. You know, do I like dating? No, I stand by that. It's not that fun, you know. But I also think that unless something like, you know, catastrophic happens, like it's hard to tell on a first date. Like, you know, unless you're like completely repulsed, you know, or they're a complete like asshole. So I appreciate all the comments though. I do, good and bad. And, you know, the saga continues. I'll give you, part 3, after the second date. So thanks.
Guys, she is 59 years old. Talking like she's in her 20s, right? Guys, she's old enough to be a grandma, right? She's 59 years old, and this is how she's talking. Guys, we live in the first time in history where 59-year-old chicks are competing for all the same guys as 25-year-old chicks are. Absolutely insane. Guys, just 79 comments here. So someone says, have fun. I hate dating, right? Some chick. This chick says, yeah, if it wasn't an absolute no, then maybe it's worth finding out if you have chemistry. Dude, you're old. Guys, by the time you're in your 50s, you should know how to date. You should know, like, all this BS about, oh, do I like him, do I not? You should be two adults saying, look, you're old, I'm old, let's just move on down the rest of life, right? Look at that, guys. Chick says, ugh, I'm 60. Dating is so hard in this era. Chick says, I'm glad that you're putting yourself out there. I could never. I'm so done. And of course, all these simps. You're beautiful for your age. You'll find someone. Please. Beta. Look at that. You got this. You're so fine. Please. Beta. Come on, man. Why these simps, guys? Why? And guys, are hashtags. Guys, she has a lot of them. She put them there. I'm just reading them off. Hashtag dating at 50. Hashtag dating story time. Hashtag dating life. Hashtag single. Hashtag single moms of TikTok. Of course. Hashtag grow. Hashtag engagement. Hashtag engage. Hashtag teamwork. Hashtag support clown world.
First of all, I must say, being 50 is fabulous.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
I found the other side. However, that fighting the weight at 50 is not fabulous. So here I am, dating at 50. No, not dating. Trying to date at 50, that sucks too, but dieting at 50, that sucks even more. So here we are, here's my lunch. Yeah, that's it. That's lunch. However, it's more filling than you would think. But back to that dating thing. This girl's single. Just saying. I saw those crumbs too on the dishwasher. I'm gonna get those in a minute, because now that's gonna bother me. First of all,
guys, well,
so those crumbs. This
guys, here you go.
girl's single.
Well, guys, she's all yours. And look at those crazy eyes, guys. Come on. You know what the saddest part? There's all these simps in her comments, guys. You're so beautiful. Please, guys, come on.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
You look amazing. Come on.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Wow, gorgeous lady. Come on.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
And this last guy says, damn it, girl. Get it. You look absolutely gorgeous. Beta. Guys, what is going on? What is going on? Guys, we have to do better than this, okay? And this is why, guys, I don't even blame 304s, ultimately. It's the simps. Because if there was, well, there's always going to be 304s, but there would be a lot less if there were no simps. It's like, guys, you can't blame the drug dealers. You got to blame those taking the drugs. If people stopped doing drugs tomorrow, there wouldn't be any drug dealers. Guys, what is going on? Absolutely insane. Guys, are hashtags. Hashtag 50. Hashtag single. Hashtag Oklahoma. Clown world.
Good morning, TikTok. I thought I'd jump on. I'm sitting just waiting. I'm photo assisting today. So, yeah, just waiting for the photographer to get here. And, yeah, I just thought I'd hop on. Wow, a lot of depressing stuff going on. It's sad. And, yeah, it's too bad, too, because, listen, I haven't dated, I'm trying to think how long, 4 years, 5 years?
Look at that.
And it's not like I wouldn't want to date, but I don't know, I really find that, yeah, I had guys treat me so crappy in the past that, I don't know, I sometimes go on those dating apps and it's for like 5 minutes and I scroll through. And a lot of times it's the same people, and sometimes it's like, you know, I had started going on about, you know, how many, 13 years ago or whatever, when they first came out. And there's people on there with the same picture from when they first started being on there. And I'm like, dude, you don't look like that anymore. And I'm sure that goes for women too, that women do that. But, you know, I'm sad that this app may go away, because listening to these dating stories that I've heard, and it's sad because I think men and women are just on opposite sides. And listen, women are waking up. We are not, that's where I'm at. I'm not putting up, like, I've been love bombed, and then, you know, you're in the relationship and then they completely treat you like crap. Like, so not grateful. And then when you leave them, they're like, well, wait a minute, I'll change. And then you may fall going back, and then they just do it again. Okay, the photographer's here. But yeah, it's sad. It's sad because I know women, like, I know we have so much love to give.
Please.
But and listen, it's not all men, but my only from my experience is what I'm talking about and what I hear on here, and I've always heard, even from younger people, is that men don't know, they want to be in control, and they don't know how to love a woman. Point blank, period. My take. So, okay, well, time to go work. Photographer's here. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.
Look at that, guys. So basically this whole 3-minute line of bullshit was, it's all men's fault. Are you trying to tell me that she did some long, drawn-out, circular reasoning of rigmarole just to come to the conclusion that it's all men's fault?
Just like a woman.
Of course, right? Hey guys, here's she's 58 years old. 58 years old. And guys, using these buzzwords that these young millennial and Gen Z girls use, like love bombing, right? What kind of 58-year-old uses the term love bombing, right?
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Clown world. What are you talking about? Men want to just be in control. Guys, these old broads, they want it to be their way or the highway, right? Guys, this is why a lot of older guys date younger chicks. It's because she can get on his program, right? And guys, you think about it. If you're in your 50s or 60s or late 40s, in the comments, I want you to let me know if you agree with me. Guys, men in their 50s, they want routine, they want peace. They don't want to be just randomly, spontaneously jumping on planes and doing all this and just spending large amounts of money on foolishness. And these chicks don't like that. They want to be able to spend money and do all this foolishness, right? And guys, these are the girls that think that boundaries are trying to be controlling. that if a man has boundaries, he's trying to be controlling. No, he has his ways of doing things that's 9 times out of 10 made him much more successful than her, right? But she's trying to say that, oh, he needs to do things my way, clown world. And this chick here,
Beta female.
clown world. She has 190 comments here. I think that we get more set in our ways the older we get, and we tend to want more transparency, less BS. Have a good day. This guy says facts. Facts. Most 55-year-old dudes, especially Gray Fox Chads and Gray Fox Tyrones, are not about the BS, and these chicks are acting like they're in their 20s. This guy says, I'm here for the comments. Good luck. Look at that. Look at that, man. There it is, guys. And guys, there are hashtags. Hashtag dating. Hashtag over 50. Hashtag random thoughts. Hashtag women over 50. Clown world. Because obviously, I'm going to need the race card here. And of course, guys, I'm going to have to translate, right? Let's go.
Hey, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Had I known today what I knew back then, I would have never tried this stuff again. Dating over 50 sucks ASS. Let's just say that. You think that if you're over 50, you got your mind set, made up on what you want to do, how you want to live life, you know, what you want to do in life. But it is not that simple. It's simple for women. I don't know if it's not that simple for just for men, but let me tell y'all this story. And when I tell y'all this happened for real, it happened for real. I can't make it up. I just can't make it up. I was asked out on a date, and okay, I agreed to go on this date, you know, try to get back out there, you know, do what I gotta, you know what I'm saying, just making life happen or whatever. And we get to the restaurant, and you know, the conversation had been going good, and we ordered food, you know what I'm saying, and I should have known something wasn't right. But hey, I'm trying to be optimistic and thinking, okay, it's gonna work. It's gonna, you know what I'm saying, we having everything going pretty smooth. So I ordered my food, he ordered his food. He is, and mind you guys, we're only at Waffle House. And we're not gonna give him a name, we just gonna call him Fred.
They went to Waffle House on the first date. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta pump the brakes. They went to Waffle House for the first time. And yo, guys, she has gold teeth. Guys, she has gold teeth.
The streets. I'm a bitch from the streets. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got.
And she's got a Ninja Turtle shirt on, guys, because she looks like friggin' Michelangelo.
Fred sitting at the table, putting butter on this waffle, putting the syrup on, or whatever, and you know what I'm saying, we started talking, everything's still going good. He looks up and he starts sniggling. So I'm like, what are you laughing at? He says, I think I'm gonna have to see if you could get this one for me and I'll get the next one.
What?
I'm sorry, what? You asked me out, but you want me to pay because you in between pays? Like, I'm just trying to understand. What is that about? So, me being who I am, I started to say, you know what? Not doing this. It's time to go. I could have just left and not cared how the food was paid for, but that's just not me. So I had to make sure I was covered. However he was gonna get covered was on him. Because who are you? What are you to me? And why would I do that? But it just goes to show that trying to be out here in this dating scene is hard. Dating at 50, it sucks ass. And that's just what it is. And I mean, I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep trying. I just feel like it's gotta be better out here. It has gotta be. But stay tuned for more.
There it is, guys. This person right here says dating over 50 sucks ass, right? And guys, what did they think was going to happen, right? All the Gray Fox Chads and Gray Fox Tyrones, they're sitting there, right? Smashing 25-year-olds. Smashing 30-year-olds. Hell, smashing 20-year-olds. Right? Why would any older man, any 50, 55, 60-year-old dude that's successful, in shape, attractive, right, deal with this? And guys, she sounds like she found friggin' old man Nug, right? Right? And old man Nug, he ain't paying for his food. And I guarantee, guys, she still let him shoot up the club, right? And guys, she has 154 comments here. I've given up, this person says. Someone says 50, LOL. This girl says, yes, these dating streets ain't about the right ones no mo. Someone says, very hard. Damn, friend. Someone says, it's a shame. Someone says, damn shame. Sorry, sis. Look at that, guys. Never, ever in the history of this country have old chicks been out here trying to date. This is why girls, women of the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, hell, the 1800s, 1600s, they didn't want to grow old trying to date. Dating was not a thing until like the 60s or the 70s with Hallmark cards and all that other stuff. But your grandparents didn't date, guys. Your great-grandparents didn't date. They courted for a little bit, got married, and got out the game and stayed out the game. You know what I'm saying? But they weren't 50 whining about dating and then making TikToks about it. Guys, their hashtags. Hashtag 50 and up club. I thought it said hashtag 250 and up club. Hashtag Atlanta. Oh, look at that. Guys, do you know that the male to female ratio in Atlanta is like 13 or 14 to 1? So for every one guy, there's like 14 chicks, right? And a lot of the dudes in Atlanta are...
Hi, ladies. Okay, so I just started dating. I'm in my 50s. I've been going out with the same guy for 10 years. We just broke up 3 months ago, and he's moved on. So I thought, well, maybe I should start dating. So I thought that I'd tell you about my funny date tonight. And it's my first one, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more. So here it goes. Meet a nice guy. He shows up. Not in the best shape, but you know what? That's okay. Now I'm in my mid-50s, and I don't expect a whole lot anymore. And he's a good-looking guy, and he's an attorney. And so I was like, yeah, okay, this is good. So I was actually happy, too, that he invited me for not just a drink, but he actually said we could get a bite to eat. And so we just met at a brewery and ordered something. And he had said, okay, well, I'm going to put this on my company. I'm an attorney, but we have to talk for like 15 minutes so that my company pays for it. Haha. And I said, yeah, that's okay. I'd like to hear about what you do. Personal injury attorney, funny, good stories.
So you make some
40
money.
minutes later, he's like, okay, so, are you on a lot of the apps? And I'm like, nope. I'm just on this one. And he goes, oh, well, I'm like on 4. In fact, I'm on Tinder, and I've never actually dated anybody on Tinder. Isn't that weird? I go, yeah, really weird. And he's like, so you're not on any other ones? Why not? And I said, oh, I just, you know what? In fact, I just got on this one this weekend. And he's like, oh, he goes, yeah, well, I'm dating this other person right now. And
he's on a date with her, and he said that he's dating someone else to a chick that he's on a date with.
City boy, city boy.
I don't know. She seems like she might be like a hardcore Trump person. And all of a sudden she started talking about like the pronouns, you know, like he, she, they. I don't know. I can just kind of see this down the line, like maybe us having more debates. And I'm not really sure if she's going to turn into one of those crazy people. And I thought to myself, and I said, excuse me, can I interrupt you for a minute? He goes, yeah. And I said, you know, I have limited time. I actually have to go. I said, I've just spent 40 minutes hearing about your work, and that's okay. I said, but now you're actually talking about other people that you're dating. And he goes, well, let me interrupt you. I'm not dating her. I mean, I just went out a few times. We're not exclusive. And I said, I know, but I thought the whole point of meeting someone for the first time was to get to know each other and to ask each other questions. I go, I'm pretty sure we could leave from this date and you won't have remembered one thing that I talked about myself, because I don't even think you asked me anything. I said, but that's okay. I just really don't think when you go out on a first date, you should be talking about other people that you're dating. I said, but anyways, it was really nice meeting you, and I got to go.
So there you go, guys. So she met, you know, your 50-year-old lawyer Chad, right? So Silver Fox lawyer Chad, that's probably just blasting up these old lonely chicks while he's trying to get some hot new trophy wife, right? He's a personal injury attorney, and guys, I honestly think that he doesn't want either like a wokey woke chick or a Trump chick, because guys, he probably works so much he doesn't have time for politics. So why would he want to date a chick that's going to be too far anyway about anything, and he has to hear about it? And she acts like she taught him a lesson. Listen, he's a personal injury attorney, you absolute knucklehead. Are you dumb? He probably pulled up in his Porsche, right? And she ended the date early, and he's just gonna go to his other chick's house, right? And she's acting like she actually won. Stupid. What are you doing? And guys, she has 489 comments here. So someone says, so at least he had a job. The only guys that I meet live with their mom and have no job, and they're alcoholics. Someone says, this happened to me last night. Not one question about me. His work, his dogs, his health issues, zero conversation. Look at that. Look at that. Guys, these chicks, they're cooked. Because, guys, beggars can't be choosers. She should feel lucky that a lawyer decided to even take her out in the first place. Right? And if this chick honestly thinks that there's anything better for her out there,
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
welcome to dating in 2024, you knucklehead. You guys are hashtags. Hashtag dating. Hashtag dating over 50. Hashtag first date clown world.
This whole dating thing, especially at my age, over 50, is just bullshit.
Look at that.
Like, I had a date on Monday. Met him through Facebook dating app. Seemed super normal. Just kind of average guy. Date went great. You know, good conversation. We talked about going to concerts this summer. He's like, hey, what are you doing for my birthday in June? We can go to Mexico. I was like, simmer down, dude. You know, we just met. But it went well. And so I was like, okay, pleasantly surprised. This may not be such a bad thing. Well, today I'm scrolling on Facebook. And because we became friends on Facebook after Facebook dating, something popped up that somebody had liked from back in February. And guess what it was? Oh, it was him in a relationship. Yep. him in a relationship. So, screenshot, send it to him. What the hell, dude? We just went out on Monday. Are you in a relationship? Well, I got blocked. Of course I did. But guess what? I still have her name. So, yep, send her a little message, send her the screenshot, and I'm like, oh, do you happen to be in a relationship with this person? Because we went out on a date on Monday, and we met on Facebook dating. And as a woman, I would want someone to tell me.
Look at that, guys.
I hope she tears him up. I hope she puts him in his place. I hope he really is single again now. What a jerk. So sick of this kind of bullshit. Like, is anybody honest anymore? Does anybody just want to be in like a normal, regular relationship? It's a good thing I have a cat.
There it is, guys. There it is. Right there. And guys, this chick, these chicks here, they're either married for long periods of time or they're single for long periods of time and then try and get back on the market in their late 40s, 50s and realize they have no leverage whatsoever. None. And guys, all the men that are 50 and up that are dating are either Gray Fox Chads that are just blasting up all the chicks, or they're divorced and gone completely MGTOW, or they're married, or they're dead. That's it. So these chicks think that there's so much out there for them. There's nothing. And she thinks that she broke that guy up's relationship up. He'll find tons of chicks, guys. If you're in your 50s and you're in shape and you're financially doing well, guys, you're friggin' Hercules. You know what I'm saying? You will have all chicks from 35, 28 to 60 coming after you. You know what I'm saying? She probably did him a favor, right? He was probably smashing other chicks because his girlfriend, she was driving him nuts. And now she snitched on him. His girlfriend left him, and now he's free to do whatever the hell he wants, right? Guys, her hashtags. Ready? Hashtag dating over 50. Hashtag relationship. Hashtag dating sucks. Hashtag dating over 50 sucks. So, all right, you guys. This is AJ. I appreciate you guys. Oh, wait, hold on. There's all these chicks in their comments. Someone says, I'm 54. I walked away from dating years ago because the BS was just too much. No regrets. Someone says, 5 years single. I don't do online dating. Look at that, guys. This girl says, I'm 66. I'll never date again. Next one says, I trust two humans in this world. My daughter and my son. Man, oh man, these chicks are
I don't know. Is this what happens when you're dating in your 50s? Like,
look at that.
I don't remember it being this hard. Okay, so I made plans for us to go to this concert. It's an Oingo Boingo gathering locally. And I asked him if he wanted to go. It's for next Friday. And he said, yes, I do. I want to go. So I got us tickets to go with another couple, 4 people. So last night, he tells me, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to go because I have the kids on Saturday. And you and I got invited to go to a Memorial Day party, and I want to go to that party. But to do that, we're not going to be able to go to the Oingo Boingo together, which means that now I'm going alone because he's going to have his kids because he can't swap the kids out for the one day.
Oh, okay. What's wrong with that?
Here's the thing. If he wanted to swap out the kids, he would. If he wanted to make the time, he does. And that's where my mind is going. It's like I'm going a little crazy. My birthday's next week, or in 2 weeks, June 2nd. So Memorial Day weekend is like the kickoff. So it would have also been nice if he said, you know, listen, let's do something for your birthday. I'm going to swap out. I'm not going to have the kids the whole weekend. We'll do the Oingo Boingo. We'll go to the party. And maybe Sunday night, we'll go and have a really fun night, something that you want to do. And instead, he canceled on me. And I'm not going to lie, I'm very hurt.
Look at that.
It's just very sad for me, and I'm very sad inside.
And now she's on the internet crying.
No, I'm just emotional. Why don't you just stand?
Hey guys, look at this. Look at this shit. He should change his whole life around just for me, right? Who are you? You're a 50-something-year-old, dried up, shriveled up broad. And he's probably some freaking gray fox Chad, you know what I'm saying? Out there. You know what I'm saying? She can't even understand that he has to take care of his kids. And guys, she's getting bodied in her comments. 6,672 comments here. Someone says, no, honey, you should never expect him to trade out at his kids. You want a man that puts his kids first. Facts. Someone says, I watched a bunch of your videos. You always whine about guys. Super simple. These guys probably aren't that into you. Facts. Look at that, guys. This 50-year-old chick. I have to, me. I. Look at that. Look at that, guys. And of course, there's some simp. Right? Some beta. You're an intelligent, beautiful, intuitive woman. Please don't waste another nanosecond on this guy. Beta. Come on, dude. Guys are hashtags. Hashtag dating over 50. Hashtag this is silly clown world.
What's it like dating in your 50s? I would compare it to pushing your tray down the cafeteria line. You know you got to pick something, but nothing looks good.
Guys.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
There it is, guys. She acts like she has choice in this. She acts like she has a variety of options. These chicks have no options whatsoever. She thinks that there's all these men coming after her.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
This chick, guys, she has 1,332 comments. Someone says the first comment or looks good, but you find out he's in multiple cafeterias. Facts. Because, guys, once these chicks are in their 50s, any man who's in his 50s or 60s, who's in shape, attractive, making money, he's just blasting up. You got Gray Fox Chad blasting up all these chicks. This chick says, I can't even find the cafeteria area. Another chick says, but the great thing about being in your 50s is that you don't have to pick anything, please. Come on, man. Look at that. Guys are hashtags. Hashtag over 50 vibes. Hashtag dating over 50. Hashtag mom of 4. Hashtag granny. Hashtag the struggle is real. Look at this turkey neck on this bra. Clown world. Hey, guys. Guys, look at this chick's haircut.
Lesbian.
Y'all not going to believe this. Let me tell you what's happened. I did finally go meet the guy from the dating app that changed his zip code so that he could match with me and all of that, right? Okay.
Here we go.
All right. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it so that you know what we're talking about. So I met him for coffee, and he agreed that a coffee date would be fine. My thought and his thought was, if it all goes well, maybe we can spend the afternoon together. That was the plan. And he's been very open-minded and very understanding that all of this kind of freaks me out a little bit. He's been very good about all that. Now, he works in the construction industry. And so of course, we video called and all that. We've done that. And I expected in person him to be a pretty, sturdy guy. And he was. He's very muscly. And he's very handsome. He cleaned up really nice. He had on a nice pair of slacks and a nice top. And I got on a cute little sundress. Ugh. And we had coffee. And we hit it right off, we just really flowed with the conversation. Of course, we've been, telephone calls and texting. All that's been good. So while we sat there, he said, what do you want to do next? Because we've been there about 45 minutes or so. We've had our coffee. It's done. The cup's empty. And he said, what would you like to do next? And I said, oh, okay. So I took it as an indication that he was having as good of a time as I was. And he said, what do you want to do? I said, we could go do a little walking tour downtown of the murals. There's another coffee shop down there, or we could go play miniature golf, or, there's lots of little things here here in Dothan we can do? And he said, well, what do you want? You know, let's get something to eat. And I said, oh, okay, sure. So we left there and we went to a sandwich shop and we had a nice sandwich and, you know, a glass of green tea and, you know, all good for a lunch. And again, still enjoying the conversation. The conversation just kind of flowed with us. And so at the end of lunch, he said, well, where do you want to go for dinner? And I thought, we haven't even left this restaurant. He's already talking about another restaurant. Okay. I said, oh, well, I don't know. I hadn't thought that far ahead, I guess. And he said, well, I'd like to change, he said, out of these slacks. He said, it's hot. And I understand that because it's hot as Hades, right? And so I said, oh, well, I can wait here if you know, and I said, you can go out in your truck and get, you know, your pair of shorts and you change in the bathroom. You know, nobody will say anything. And he said, oh, well, I kind of want to wash up and shower and stuff before we go to dinner. I said, well, we wouldn't be going to dinner for a bit. And he said, oh, okay, well, do you want to take my bag back to your place? And I
Look at that, guys. Look at that. 55, 60-year-old Chad, right? He's used to spraying up all these old chicks.
No. I said, where are you staying? And he said, well, I thought I'd stay at your place. I said, no, you're not staying overnight at my house. No. And it just kind of took the air out of the balloon. You know what I mean? And he said, oh, well, I drove 3 hours here. And
Look at that.
Sarcastically, I said, well, it's not like I tricked you and told you I live 5 minutes away.
Look at that.
And he said, oh, no. He said, no, I'm glad that I drove the 3 hours. He said, it's just, I thought I'd stay over. I said, okay, well, great. Where are you staying? And he said, oh, well, I guess I can get a hotel room or something. I said, yeah, you're going to need to either get a hotel room if you're staying or you're going to sleep in your truck because you're not staying at my house. He said, well, we're getting along really well. I said, yes, we are getting along really well. But that doesn't mean that you can come stay at my house. And he said, oh, yeah, no, I understand. But you could tell that he was really taken back by this.
Because he's used to all these 45, 55, 65-year-old desperate chicks, right? Letting him shoot up the walls. You know what I'm saying? And here... and this chick is shocked. She's shocked that some 55-year-old construction Chad would suggest that he's gonna would actually think he's gonna smash when all these other chicks let him smash, and she says, "How dare you?"
And I'm not saying anything else. I'm not filling in the dead space here at all. I'm just looking at him, and he said, well, maybe we've had a good time. Maybe we'll just wrap it up for the day. And I said, okay. He said, it's a long drive back. I said, yeah. I said, because you could tell with my silence that I was just moments away from giving him the, let me tell you something, Mr. Routine, right?
Please.
And it just changed the whole date because we really were having a nice time and I really was enjoying his company. I don't know what I think about this. Now, if he had mentioned it and was just testing the water, you know, like he already had a room, already said, well, you know, hey, we could go back to your place and take a shower and get all changed up. And when I said no, he said, no, I'm just teasing. I really have a room at the whatever hotel. You know, if he'd just done something like that, just kind of testing the water to see what I'd say, I would have actually gotten a tickle out of it. I'd have got a chuckle out of it. But he wasn't. He was absolutely serious. And I had not thought ahead about is he staying over or not, because that is not of any concern of mine. And I don't know. I think we're back at ground zero.
Yes, you are.
Maybe not. Maybe yes.
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope. He's done with you. He's done with you. He drove 3 hours, probably bought you a friggin' Subway $5 foot long, and you're not going to give up the walls? He said, you're not going to give it up? Shit.
Where this is going, because I haven't talked to him since then. It's been about an hour
since,
so he ain't even home yet. And he did reassure me that he did not open up another account. He's not been watching my TikTok. He said he totally understood how that would freak me out.
Bullshit.
And I don't know. I think we're back at ground zero, girls.
This chick is clueless, guys. This is the perfect example of why these old shriveled up broads are delusional. They're delusional, guys. Seriously. She honestly doesn't understand why he would think this, right? Guys, the only guys that are single at 55 and up, I would say 45 and up, are guys that are where their wife has passed on, but that's rare, right? They've had their balls burned in a divorce, so they don't want anything to do with women. Or these, like I said, these 55-year-old Chads and Tyrones, right, that know that they're in demand, that know how desperate 55-year-old chicks are, and that know that if these chicks, oh my God, this guy, he wants to go out with me, he's guaranteed. And this chick's gonna act like she has some leverage, like she has some say, like he's not dialing up some younger chick to smash on the way home. This chick's on drugs. Guys, she has 6,700 comments here. So someone says, how is it these men think that they're sleeping over on the first date? What the hell? This guy says, because a lot of chicks will do it. And guys, she has a bunch of simps. I love your hair. Beta. He done lost his mind. He's never met a sophisticated chick like you. Beta. Look at that, guys. Look at that. And guys, her hashtags. You ready? She has a lot of them. She wrote these, not me. Hashtag dating apps. Hashtag dating advice. Hashtag over 50. Hashtag first date. Hashtag single. Hashtag online dating. Hashtag single woman. Hashtag dating. Hashtag dating tip. Hashtag single life. Clown world.
I have identified what, it's taken me years to identify what I think is the most complicated thing about dating at my age of 57.
57.
Coming off of a 20+ year marriage. I've been dating 6.5 years. It has taken me about that long to figure out what the problem is. And it's this.
It's in the mirror, you goof.
How in the world and where in the world do I begin to explain my life's journey? And where does he begin? We're in our 50s and we've been on this planet for more than 20,000 days. I want to know everything, but how do I know everything? And how do I explain everything? My wins, my losses, my disappointments, my victories, the moments in my life that I'll never forget, and the moments in my life that I want to forget. How that just seems so daunting to me. And as I start to realize that this is a major hurdle for me, I do think that subconsciously that it derails opportunities for me to find a long-term relationship. Please share your thoughts.
Guys, this chick actually thought she said something deep, right? Isn't it amazing how these chicks can talk and say all these words and not say anything at all? Right? Guys, why? Why can't they just speak in plain sentences?
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Clown world. She spent, was it a minute and 37 seconds not saying anything? Hey guys, look at how complicated this is. This is why you don't date old chicks. You date a 25-year-old, 23-year-old, 30-year-old, right? They're nowhere near this complicated with a turkey neck. Guys, just blabbing and blabbing and blabbing. What is she talking about, guys? Clown world. Hey guys, just 1,300 comments here. All these chicks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all of them They're basically saying, why bother? It's a tough road. And guys, she was married for 20-something years and got divorced. Why would you get divorced after that long? Stupid. And be out here trying to date. Dunderhead. And now, guys, I guarantee she's been out here, right? Riding that carousel, letting that one or two, a Gray Fox Chad, Gray Fox Tyrone, shoot up the club, right? And now she's looking in the mirror saying, damn, I should have never got divorced. But her ego's saying, you can't handle the truth. Clown world. Guys, her hashtags, hashtag single, hashtag relationship, hashtag love, clown world. Guys, is this a woman, right?
I'm not here to talk about my transition. I'm here to kick some f***ing ass.
Well, you can't call me a quitter. Here I go again. Wish me luck. If you know, you know.
Look at that, guys. Guys, come on. I think... And guys, she has 104 comments here, guys. And the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're all simps. They're all simps, guys. Well, any woman with eyes and a smile like yours would drop any man down to one knee. Look at that, guys. Beta. Look at that. Love your hair. You're so beautiful. Beta. Damn. All these simps. Look at that. Good luck. You can give me a call. Beta. Guys, all these simps in her comments. Guys, her hashtags, hashtag dating life, hashtag dating in your 50s, hashtag I'm no quitter, hashtag first dates, hashtag single at 50, clown world.
50 years old, single, I'm dating, found nothing but lying assholes. Very confusing because I am a freaking delight.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
To be around. Delightful. About to become an asshole.
50. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Turkey neck. Attitude. Guys. You know, all you young guys, man, they're all trying to be cougars now, so they're all yours. Hey, guys, I'm not going to even get into all the simps in her comments, too, right? But, guys, I'm going to be an a-hole, right? Come on. Beta female. Shut up, right? Guys, her hashtags. Look at this. Hashtag man up. Hashtag be honest. Hashtag your loss.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Hashtag I'm a freaking delight. Hashtag dating over 50. Clown world. Guys, this is the worst type of these 55-year-old chicks. This chick, she obviously smashed straight into the wall, right? And she does all this makeup and tries to do the latest TikTok trends, has these filters on, right? And actually thinks that she's somewhat competitive because she's a little bit better looking than all the rest of the shriveled up harpies, right? Well, look at how delusional this chick sounds.
Dating over 50 story time. So I always heard dating coaches say this: you should date multiple guys at the same time. And I'm like, wait, how is that going to work? Like, I don't know if I can do that. Well, I'm here to tell you I've been dating 2 guys and I'm dating them at the same time. And it's actually really cool because what you can do is you can compare and contrast. Now, let me back up a second and preface this by saying, no, I'm not sleeping with these guys. In fact, I haven't even kissed either one of them.
So you're not dating, you absolute knucklehead. Look at this thing. Stupid.
And in fact, I've only been out with these guys once each. And
Look at
I
that.
have a second date planned with both of them.
But she
one
said
of them
dating.
this Thursday night and one of them this Friday night. And I will say one of them is in the lead, like so much in the lead, it's not even funny. So if you're a guy and you're wondering like, what does it take to like win a girl over? I'm going to be sharing what the guy in the lead has done. And then I'm also going to be sharing what the other guy has not been doing and why he is like, you know, lagging behind. So the guy,
because he doesn't care. Guys, let's pump the brakes right here, okay? And then I'll let this play. But guys, does she honestly think that both these guys are trying to do anything other than smash? And that they're thinking about her? They obviously live rent-free in her head, but do you think these guys are thinking about her? Come on now.
guy in the lead, here's why he's in the lead, because he has communicated with me regularly, meaning every single day he has either texted me or called me since the date leading up to date number 2. It isn't excessive. It is just very genuine and sincere. He's funny. He's made me laugh. Like, we've had 2 phone conversations, so it's not like overdone or anything. So I'm getting to know him. He seems really kind. He sends me, you know, pictures, and I just love that. Also, here's a little thing. One of the times he had texted me, he was actually out of town. He went on this hunting trip. His name is Mr. Yellowstone, by the way. I'm going to call him Mr. Yellowstone, but because he literally looks like he could be picked out from that TV show. He definitely has like Kevin Costner vibes or whatever. But so we'll call him Mr. Yellowstone. He took like 6 hours to respond to one of my texts. And I did get a little anxious and like, oh my gosh, does this mean like he doesn't like me? And then I'm like, hello, you got to remind yourself, that's not what this is about. Like, if this guy is for me, it will easily and effortlessly work out. God will bless it. If this guy is not for me, then hey, remove him from my life as soon as possible. That's always the prayer I say. But when I did feel this anxiety, I did say that prayer, but I was still kind of feeling it. So the next, and he actually did text and was like, hey, sorry, I got stuck behind a mountain, like blah, blah. And it was legit because he sent me photos. Like, I believe him. I don't have any reason to like not trust him or anything. I mean, I know I don't know him that well yet, so I realized that, y'all, right? But I told him the next morning, like, instead of playing it cool and acting like I didn't care, what I said to him was, hey, it kind of made me feel anxious when it took you longer than usual to respond. And I just want you to know that I really value consistent communication. So hopefully, you know, moving forward, you know, that's what will continue to happen, because you have been so good about communicating with me consistently. And I did that for 2 reasons. One, because I'm an adult and I want to share my feelings with another adult if I'm uncomfortable, right? Like, that's the mature, emotionally intelligent thing to do. Number 2, I did it because I wanted to see what his response would be, because the way he responds is going to tell me a lot about this man. And the way he responded was amazing. He was so kind. He was like, oh my gosh, Heather, thank you so much for being so open and honest with your feelings and your thoughts. Like, you seem like you're very intelligent and open. Like, he just complimented me, and it was awesome. And he called me that night, and since then he's been even more like responsive and communicative, even though he was plenty responsive and communicative before. But anyway, so he has really stepped up, and he's amazing, and he is winning the race. And I like this guy, Mr. Yellowstone, a lot more than guy number 2. And we're gonna name him Mr. Tennis Guy because he wants to play tennis with me on our second date. And I'm not so sure I wanna do that. And here's why I don't really think I really like this guy. It's because we had our first date. It was like an hour and 15 minutes. It was quick because he had somewhere to be, which was great because I didn't want to hang out with him all night anyway. There weren't like these big sparks, but he does seem like a nice guy. He texted me that night. I think he texted me the next day, and then I didn't hear from him for like 5 days. Then he texted me like, hey, do you want to go out next week? I'm going out of town. How about next Thursday? And I was like, sure. And so he's like, okay, great. Well, I'm actually going to A&M this weekend, so I will send you some photos. And I was like, perfect. I would love some photos from A&M. Like, have a great time. That was Friday. It is now Tuesday. He never sent me any photos from A&M, never even sent me one text from A&M. Didn't hear from the guy till this morning. And he said, hey, you know, happy Tuesday. Hopefully we can still go out Thursday night. Would you be up for playing tennis and then going to dinner? So because he didn't do what he said he's going to do, because men, that's the number one thing, at least that's the number one thing I'm looking for. I'm looking for a man to do what he says he's going to do, AKA I want his actions to match his words. So I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, like, oh, he told me he'd send me photos from A&M and he didn't, But guess what? That's him telling me something that he's going to do, and he didn't do it. So I don't have trust for that guy. So honestly, I don't know if I want to go out with him again tomorrow night. We'll see. I don't know. I still haven't decided. What do you think? Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you think I should go out with that guy tomorrow night or not. And I'm definitely going to go out with Mr. Yellowstone on Friday.
I'm done, guys. Okay. Guys, if you don't think that she's going to end up having sex with a tennis guy who's unreliable.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Of course she's going to go for the tennis guy. Right? Because he's unreliable. He doesn't keep his word. He's probably an ass, right? He has stuff to do, so he's neglecting her emotions, right? And those are the types of guys chicks want. Like I said, he's a great Chad, right? He's like, I ain't got time for you. Hey, you want to go out? Oh, snap. I was out banging other chicks and, doing other things. I'll just text this chick at like 3 o'clock in the morning. The fact that she answers his text shows that she's more interested in the unreliable guy, right? You know what I'm saying? Because she's a chick, right? Chicks don't like nice guys. And guys, look at this chick here. I want to be the center of attention. I want him to talk to me. I. This chick is 50 years old. What are you talking about? She's talking like she's 22 or 23. This is why these knuckleheads are so pathetic, guys. This chick is she's in her mid-50s. And she said they're dating, guys. She's been on one date with these guys. And she's put this much thought into these guys. Look at that, guys. These two dudes live rent-free in her head.
Just like a woman.
They haven't kissed. They haven't smashed. Right? She said she's dating 2 guys. Guys, rate the Delulu level of this chick.
It's over 9,000.
Clown world. The first comment, this chick says, man, this sounds exhausting. Hey guys, I'm telling you guys, she's going to end up banging the other guy. Because the other guy, okay, oh, you want me to communicate and send pictures of my entire life and kowtow to you and bend to your very will?
Beta.
Come on, dude. And this chick?
Beta female.
Clown world. Guys, are hashtags. You ready? Hashtag date night. Hashtag dating advice. Hashtag dating story time. Hashtag dating over 50 clown world. God damn. Yo, this chick, this is a hard knock life. Look at this. Look at this chick right here, man. Oh, man.
Hi. So this is my second video for TikTok. And I've gotten on the side of TikTok where the dating scene, over 50. I'm 56 years old.
56.
I've been in the dating scene about 9 years.
That's a rough 56.
And I have stories. I got lots of stories. But one thing I see on here with these women dating is they sit through these disrespectful dates. So they're videotaping this guy being so disrespectful. Why are you staying? First of all, why are you going to dinner? No, there's no dinner. You meet for a drink or a coffee. You can be, oh, that was good, huh? You could be out of there in a half an hour, 45 minutes. Okay.
Jesus.
Okay, well, it's just going to stay there. So stop sitting through these disrespectful dates. Yeah, you want to videotape part of it? Fine. But get up and leave. No free meal is worth that. I've gotten up and left many a dates. One example is I got to the restaurant. I went and had dinner against my better judgment. Got to the restaurant and met him in the parking lot. Well, I was staying in my car. And then I see him pull up. I knew as soon as he got pulled up by his truck that this wasn't going anywhere.
What?
And then he got out of his truck and I saw the way he was dressed. Again, knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. Why'd I even go in? Who knows? So I go in the restaurant, we sit down, and I knew I wasn't going to stay. he immediately starts telling me that he's so disappointed that I own my own home. I own my own home. And he was disappointed in that because he expected me to move into his family farmhouse. So he kept saying it. And I said, I'm not moving into your family farmhouse. I said, this is the first time I'm laying eyes on you, and you want me to move into your house? Oh, yes. He says, yeah. I've remodeled the whole thing and all this stuff. So the waitress comes, and I said, I'll have a glass of water. He says, you're not going to eat? And I said, nope. He says, really? Get whatever you want. I said, a glass of water will be fine. She brings his salad and, breadsticks and stuff. And
Would they go to the Olive Garden?
Keeps going on about his house. Never asked me a word, never asked me a single question. And he just sat there looking at me like he wanted me to respond. And I already knew I was leaving. So I just looked at him. I never said a word. I got my purse, I got up and I walked out. Went to my car and I left. Why? Why sit there and put yourself through that? That's just one story. I have many. Stay tuned.
Oh yeah, you really showed him, right? Sounds like he dodged a bullet, dude. Right? And guys, look at this chick. Guys, like I said, rate the delusion level.
It's over 9,000!
Right? How many guys are running to date this chick? You know what I'm saying? This chick's like, oh my God, you guys have this and that. And here's the thing. Hey, knucklehead. Why did you even, if you saw his truck and how we got it, why did you even sit down with him? It's because, guys, she wants attention. She's trying to tell other women, why even sit through these dates? When she was the one doing something that's against her own advice. Guys, these chicks are cooked. They're cooked. And then other videos, it's going to be, where have all the good men gone? Guys, this chick's in her 50s. What is she talking about? They are cooked. Absolutely insane. Guys, they're hashtags. Hashtag dating over 50. Hashtag bad date story. And guys, here's the thing. They say beggars can't be choosers. And this chick is acting like, oh, I just shouldn't go on a date with him, please. And guys, this whole story is cap. I'll take things that didn't happen for 500, Alex. Are you trying to tell me, oh, I'm going to move you into my house? You guys honestly believe that? Come on.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
That's cap. Clown world. Guys, I know. No, I know. I have to translate, guys.
We now can banva podo.
Oh, guys, where's the race card? We gotta break this bad boy out, too. There we go.
Hey, y'all, it's your auntie. It's your anointed girl. Listen.
Anointed
I
girl?
want to say to my young ladies out here who are out here dating in these streets, be encouraged, because it can be discouraging. With that being said, let's get to my second date that I had with a different dude. So I was like, okay, let me try some of these apps, because I met my other husband on a dating app and we had got married. So I was like, let me go back to the apps and see how the apps are apping. Well, lo and behold, to me, they're not. This is the land of the weird, the crazy, the cuckoo, the perverted, the freaky, and the weird. I was not aware of this, so I just decided to just let me find out for myself, per se. So in finding out for myself, I will say this: is it normal that this is going on, sisters? Please get into the comments and let me know. For brothers to, I don't know, get your information and then maybe call you or text you and then don't anymore.
Oh, look at that. She's getting ghosted. Look at that. Look at that. So she said multiple Gray Tyrones, right, have ghosted her, right? And she's thinking it's their fault. It seems like you're the only common denominator here, but guys, look at that. This chick is over 50, and now she can't stand the fact that she's the one getting ghosted.
Beta female.
Ghosting is what it's called. I do believe I've been ghosted before back in the days, but with the matter of swiftness is incredible to me. Also, with the first 5 minutes of conversation, I'd like to see you naked.
Ugh.
No, we're not. I'm not doing that. I don't know you, boo boo, and I don't know that I want to see you. Is this the conversation we're having? And this right here is the kicker. The bing, the bang, the bong. I need y'all to explain. I need answers.
I gotta stop this, guys. These glasses. She's like 800 pounds, and her fingers look like sausage links. How down bad do you have to be? Right? Come on.
I need answers right away. I want to know, why is it that the brothers, I'm talking 41, 45, 47, I'm 51, 58. When you get on the phone with them, they go into a whole long detailed conversation about people you don't know. And I mean 20 minutes of conversation, 30 minutes of conversation. But like we just old friends, we done picked up the phone and started talking about Aunt Ray Ray's big toe, little Shay Shay's jail time, and little Ron stealing. First of all, who are these people? I don't know them. Why are we discussing them? How about you say, how are you doing? How was your day? How's everything going? Not just bros. If y'all are catching this, don't lead into a middle of a conversation like that. That right there, you're not going to get any more conversations. At least you're not from me. You're not going to get any conversations, any dates, anything. I'm going to be sitting there looking at the phone like this. No, that's not how we carry on a conversation. And I would think, ladies, at this age, they would know how to carry on a conversation. But slide in my comments and let me know, is this happening to y'all too?
There you go, guys. There you go. And guys, these are the chicks who want, I want a man to open up to me. They have, a Generation X? Millennials. I want a man to open up to me. I want a man who will talk to me. A man who will talk about his problems. Well, now you got him. Now you got all these guys, right, getting on your phone when they barely met you, yapping them about all this stuff. See, she wants to do the talking. She wants a stoic guy who will sit there and listen to her yak. But now you got a whole generation of beta raised by single moms, right? And all they do is talk about themselves just like a chick. Congratulations, right?
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Look at that, guys. Look at that. Guys, she has 38 comments here. This chick says, sis, that's a new form of dating. They're doing this regardless of the age. Girl says, girl, I could have told you that. Look at that. Man, oh man, guys. And guys, she says that someone asked her nudes, guys. Come on, guys.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Let's be honest, right? Guys, her hashtag, she's got a lot. She put him here, not me. Hashtag over 50 dating. Hashtag over 50 and fabulous.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Hashtag over 50 on TikTok. Hashtag over 50 and dating. Hashtag over 50 club. Hashtag dating over 50. Hashtag dating in your late 40s. Guys, these chicks are a cooked clown world.
I would love for you to address for us 50 plus girls that real experience of lack of emotional availability, maturity, and inflexibility experienced in older men, and reinforce that the struggle is real. Shit, not only is the struggle real, the struggle has always been here. As a matter of fact, the dating experience that we're experiencing is better than it's ever been before us. And that's a hard pill to swallow. Can you imagine what the women went through before us? Because up until 50 years ago, women had no economic freedom. They had no choice but to marry. And very few of them married for love. So
So women 50 years old and below are the first generation of women to experience economic freedom and financial freedom, where they have a choice whether they actually want to get married or not. And ironically, we actually have better pick of the crop than before.
Please.
Because as women have evolved to become financially independent, some of the men have had to evolve to offer more than just money. But I think it's going to take another 50 to 100 years for all the men to catch up, because they have to offer us more than money now that we can make our own money and get loans and credit cards and get business loans. Men have to offer emotional intelligence now if they want a relationship with a healthy woman. But the options are better now than they've ever been before, which
This
doesn't
chick is on
say
drugs,
much.
man.
Now, I think a lot of the men of millennials and Gen Z are catching on, and I see a lot of them really becoming emotionally intelligent. But it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. So unfortunately, there are still a lot of men age 40 and above who just aren't getting it. The struggle is real, and that's why it's super important for us to decenter romantic love from our life while simultaneously being open and receptive to it. And that's a hard balance to strike. We have to create a life that we absolutely love, that we find fulfillment and purpose in, with no guarantee that we'll ever find romantic love and the partner and companion that we want. But at the same time, we have to still allow room for the possibility that it might happen. And we have to also choose our hard. Being alone can be very hard, and being in a relationship can also be very hard, because you're imperfect and people are imperfect, and most of the time we want what we don't have. But the struggle is real, girl. I would love for you to
There you go, guys. Guys, this chick, she needs to be charged, right? Because she's the biggest copium dealer I've ever seen, right? She's moving those keys, those bricks of copium, right? Slanging it in these streets. Guys, women didn't date back in the day because dating is dumb. They got off the market and stayed off the market. This chick, she's doubling down. She's out here in her 50s whining and moaning. You guys might have seen her before on My Divorced Hallucinal Broads, right? She was talking about how hard that dating was, that no one showed up to her singles events, blah, blah. But she's telling girls to double down. Oh, we have it better now than ever before. Absolute clown world.
Beta female.
What are you talking about? All these chicks have no options, so they have to double down and say, oh, wow, we're doing it. Guys, all these chicks, she's saying chicks are better off now. Chicks are more unhappy. They're on antidepressants. I think they had a thing, it's like childless chicks, childless unmarried chicks that are between the ages of like 28 and 39, half are on anti-psych meds, antidepressants, on psych meds. Look at that, guys. What are you talking about? The delusion, guys, the delusion. Women have bank accounts. We're strong and independent.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
It's all cap. It's all clown world. Guys, I'm not going to even read this knucklehead's comments, guys, because it's all foolishness on TikTok, right? Guys, her hashtag. She put them here, not me. Hashtag dating advice. Hashtag dating over 50. Hashtag dating over 60. Hashtag emotional intelligence. Hashtag women's empowerment, right? Hashtag women over 50. Hashtag women over 60. Hashtag financial freedom. Guys, that's another thing. Women nowadays, they don't know what emotional intelligence means. Stoicism is emotional intelligence. Because us men, we can't be emotional. We can't be impulsive or bad things happen, right? If a man acted on all his anger all the time, guys, he would be all the time, right? These chicks have co-opted this word, this term, emotional intelligence. They have no clue what the hell it means. And then if they want guys to be more emotional, then they hate those types of guys.
I think after the idea of You came out on Amazon Prime, with Anne Hathaway, please tell me you guys have all watched that movie on Amazon Prime. It's so flipping good. Like, all the ladies are like, we're pulling young guy. We're going to go.
Please.
We're gonna go for it with a young guy. Because why not? I really think that sometimes young guys, they treat us better. They treat us better than guys our
Look
own
at
age.
that.
And then we're looking at Cher with that hot little number that she's got. And you know what? He loves her. So it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, people have so much to say, don't they? Because some people are just haters. They want to hate rather than love. But I've had so many of my friends my age reach out to me and say, we're going to go for that 35-year-old, that 38-year-old, that 42-year-old. And I'm like, yeah, why not?
Look at
why
that.
wouldn't you? Men have been doing it forever. So I have been known to dabble with a younger guy. Let's just be real. Not because I don't think older guys are hot, and I love older guys. I love guys specifically my age. I love connecting with men from my generation who like are going through what I'm going through. I've always said that I want to be with a man who like is feeling like the aches and pains of being in your 50s, you know? Who can talk about the 80s, Gen X, like all of it. I mean, that decade, it's like huge in our lives, right? The 80s and the 90s. So unfortunately, for some reason, the guys that really pursue me are young. And like people keep saying, I think because they have more like, they're more confident. Like, how could a young little kid like that come up to me in an actual restaurant and bar? Like, no way would a man my age do that. Like, he would just be too cool to do that. But let me tell you, that's why the younger guys are getting the dates, because they're actually asking. You know what I mean? What to do?
Guys, come on. I told you guys. A Delulu level.
It's over 9,000!
Guys, how can people be so monumentally delusional, guys? And look at her turkey neck.
Come here, turkey!
Guys, she thinks that younger guys want to ask her out and take her out on dates. No, younger guys want to... And they know she's so old that she's not going to get pregnant. Guys, she's acting like she's choosing not to be with guys her age. No, they're choosing not to be with you, you absolute dunderhead. Think about this, guys. She's saying that the guys... Think of this. She's giving herself the illusion of choice. When she's saying that guys her age are not asking her out.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Clown world. Guys, this is what it's come down to for them. Oh, I prefer younger guys. Because all you have is a bunch of younger guys trying to smash, right? They're trying to be like old dude from American Pie and smash Stifler's mom. What are you talking about? Guys, she has 23 comments. True, the young guys are not afraid to approach me. This chick says, I'm down because men our age just don't look good or take care of themselves. What are you talking about? Look at that. This chick says, I'm 51, and the previous guy that I was with was 27. Ugh.
That's nasty.
Look at that. Guys, these chicks are cooked. And guys, a younger guy being with an older woman is not even natural. Because guys, let's just say that you're a 35-year-old guy. You want to settle down, have kids. You can't do that with the 55-year-old chick. A 55-year-old dude can get himself a 27-year-old chick, right? Get married and still have kids. Guys, there are hashtags. Hashtag Gen X. Hashtag dating over 50. Hashtag dating. Hashtag dating story time. Hashtag age gap. Hashtag age gap love. Hashtag women over 50. Hashtag over 50 women. Clown world.
I want to know your opinion about dating apps. So normally my content is about warrior women, about supporting women and helping them to elevate their self-confidence and getting through hard times. But this, I think, belongs in that category. So I belong to a group on Facebook, and it's all about people over the age of 50. And one of the women commented on there that she met her partner on a dating app. And I said, I prefer to meet somebody the good old-fashioned way, although that's not exactly happening. But I just feel like a dating app is just so surface, and I would really love to meet somebody who's not on social media. I mean, who has no idea what social media is, and he was literally just living his life and happens to come across me in the forest or somewhere that I am.
In the forest.
And to this she commented, it's 2024.
Look at that.
In other words, get with the program, lady. So I want to know, what is your feeling about dating apps? And do you believe that there are still men out there who aren't on all of these social media platforms and swipe left, swipe right? I mean, what do you think about that? And
guys, let's just pump the brakes, right? Guys, there are guys out there like that. A lot of guys in their 40s, 50s, 60s who aren't social media. A lot of them aren't social media because they want to be left the hell alone. If she comes across a guy who's out in the woods, right? He wants to be left the hell alone. And 9 times out of 10, he's probably been divorced, right? And he's just getting his life back together. He has freedom. He can hike and camp. And the last thing that he would want is some broad messing up his life. Clown world. And this chick here, right? Of course. She's, I'm empowering women. I want these chicks to be strong and independent.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
But I still want a guy.
Beta female.
Clown world.
And do you think that I'm completely out to lunch?
Yes.
Wanting to believe that there are people that are still living in the real world and that are actually communicating with people out in public, and maybe they have such a full life that they're meeting tons of people and they don't need or feel the need to get on a dating app? I mean, am I completely out to lunch? Now, I am 55 years old, so you have to remember, I did not grow up with this stuff. I grew up in an era where you would go to a bar or to the beach and guys would come up to you. Imagine that. They would come up to you and say, hey, baby, what you doing? Or you look great. Or are you single? I mean, it was the days when men actually had the confidence to approach a woman. So that's the kind of guy that I'm looking for. I don't want a guy who's swiping right or left or whatever it is, looking for the next best thing. So I want to know your opinion.
What you need to do, you gray-haired knucklehead, right, is talk to all these effing chicks, right? All these strong and independent chicks.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
That push for M2, right? They push for the M2 movement. And now guys, anytime that they see any chick in public or anything, you go to the bar, you know what I'm saying? Guys are hanging out by themselves, having beers, playing darts, whatever. The last thing that they're going to want to do is risk their freedom, their reputation, talking some broad. And they're especially not going to do it to try and talk to some shriveled old broad like this. Clown world. You guys, there's 116 comments here. I want a man that's not on social media. Let's check TikTok. Right? It's true. So she's saying she wants a man who's not on social media, but's on TikTok. That's pretty funny. This guy says, I'm a 52-year-old male. I rarely use social media, and I've never used a dating app. But you're on TikTok, you dummy, right? All these chicks, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And of course, she has simps, right? Of course. Look at that. All these simps, their comments, guys. This is sad. Guys are hashtags. Hashtag squeamish. Hashtag hiking. Hashtag skincare. Hashtag dating. Hashtag this is 55. Hashtag spiritual awakening. What? What are you talking about? Spiritual awakening.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Hashtag Canadian girl. Hashtag dating. Hashtag dating apps. Clown world.
I'm starting TikTok dating.
Clown world.
Because I feel like that's working a little bit better than any app or even meeting someone. I haven't personally done this TikTok dating. No. But I hear of it going on. I don't have a crush on here, but I find people attractive. I'm not going to reach out. First of all, I don't know where they live, and that's just scary. There's this cute cute young man. And I say young man because I'm older than him by far.
Look at that.
And his sister nominated him for this thing because he's single and he's, I think he's like 36, 37. He lives in like the LA area. So he started his TikTok just recently and telling about himself because his sister wanted to find him a partner. And it's the cutest thing because he's telling about himself and he really wants to find someone, but he's having a hard time because, you know, the apps. Anyway, if you want to follow him, he has the hashtag love on the talk. And so I've started putting that thinking, oh, maybe it's better than the apps, right? But he's too young for me, but he's cute. So go follow him. I think his name is Michael on there. Mikey the raccoon or something. I don't know. It's adorable. But I think he's onto something. Or his sister was onto something. So please, like, if you have a crush on me. No, actually don't. I don't want that. I don't need that right now.
Is that not the most pathetic thing that you've ever heard in your entire life?
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Look at this turkey neck broad. Begging for freaking someone to reach out to her on TikTok. Look at that. Look at that, guys. This chick is 55 years old. You guys, of course, there's all these simps, right? There's all these simps. She has 175 comments. Where are you? Hello, sweetie from Alabama. Beta! Look at that. You're too far away, but I talk to you. Beta! Hi, sweetheart. Beta! Look at that. All these simps trying to talk to this chick. Guys, come on. You gotta do better than this, man. What are you doing? Absolutely insane. And guys, your hashtags. Hashtag love on TikTok. Hashtag TikTok dating. Hashtag single. Hashtag over 50 on TikTok. Hashtag over 50. Hashtag over 50 club. Hashtag help a girl out. Clown world. Here we go with this chick again, guys. Now, if you guys have been watching this series, you probably remember this chick, right? Because she's been on here a couple times, right? And guys, this chick looks like a transformer, right? It has a nerve. All these guys, man, y'all, I just can't find a man, y'all. I don't know why. Even though I've got a lesbian haircut, an annoying accent, and a turkey neck, I don't know why. I just can't find a guy. Oh, man.
Y'all are not going to believe this. It's Christmas night. At about 8 o'clock, Christmas night, this guy that I have gone out on a couple of dates with about a month ago, hadn't heard nothing, just ghosted in the wind a month ago. And he messages me this evening and says, "What are you doing?" And I'm thinking, huh? So I think maybe he just wants to wish me a Merry Christmas or something. So I said, I just got home, spent the whole day with my family for the holiday. I hope you had a nice Christmas. Just, you know. And he says, oh, well, hey, maybe we can get together if you've got some time off from work over the next few days. No, bitch, we're not getting together.
Look at that.
Because that's a bitch move. No. You dropped me like a hot potato right after Thanksgiving. I hadn't heard from you. You were hot and heavy after Thanksgiving. You wanted to talk to me because you saw everybody with the relationships over Thanksgiving at your mama's house. And then you're like, oh, I got to find me a girlfriend. And so you chased me, you know, like these guys. They think they're slick. At Thanksgiving, they're reminded that they're single and they're going to grow old alone. And then when they start seeing the Christmas commercials and Christmas decorations and things, they go, no, I don't want no girlfriend. I want to have to buy her a gift. Right? I mean, really, that's the real reason. You wouldn't have had to buy me a gift. You could have bought me a box of chocolates and called it a day. I ain't like that. But they are. That's why they do that shit. That's why they do that shit. Girl, if you hadn't heard from a guy over the past month, you drop him like a hot potato. He ain't, no, sis. We're not. No, we're not. We're not playing those games with these bums. No, we're not.
Look. Guys, there it is. I told you. I told you guys. The Delulu.
It's over 9,000!
Guys, how much projection did you hear here? Right? She thinks that men are at Thanksgiving by themselves amongst their family and think that they need a girlfriend.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
She thinks men, especially 55-year-old and 60-year-old men, are worrying about dying alone.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
She thinks that this guy was trying to call her to go out with her, to be a relationship, instead of just getting a quick one at one end. Guys, think about how delusional this chick is. She thinks she's in such high demand that this guy's trying to call her to make her his girlfriend so that he doesn't die alone.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
And look at these stupid glasses. No, bitch! She talks like a 22-year-old. Guys, they don't grow up, they just grow old, right? My subscriber Colin says that all the time. Thanks for that. They don't grow up, they just grow old. If you were to take this whole video and like put a filter to make this chick look 75 years younger, you couldn't tell the difference. This chick is cooked. She's cooked. And she gets a call on Christmas night. Well, you aren't doing anything else. Why not go out with the guy? You're sitting home with your cats. What else are you doing? The delusion, guys. She has 666 comments. Coincidence? I think not, right? This person just... He said, what are you doing? You should have said blocking you. Someone says, no, B. That's my favorite statement of all time. Look at that. Look at that. Guys, this is probably the most one-sided conflict I've ever seen. All these old chicks talking about guys their own age. And guys their own age, these broads aren't even on their radar. Guys, have you guys ever heard of the whole Porsche versus Corvette debate that's been going on, quote unquote, for like 50 years or like 40 years? It's like the most one-sided thing because as far as I know, Corvette guys are like, oh, my car is better than a Porsche. Porsches are rivals. And Porsche guys are like, what? It's not a thing on the Porsche guys' side. These chicks right here talk bad about guys their own age, and guys that are 55, divorced for 15 years, don't care. They don't care. So, all right, you guys. Or hashtags. Hold on. Hashtag dating advice, hashtag over 50. All right, you guys. This is AJ. I appreciate you guys. Guys, check out the playlist. I appreciate you guys, and I'm out of here. Have a good one.